Just a quick preamble, everything here is my opinion, bad or good, still mine. I'm not an authority on the subject, so please don't think I am. It's literally just a video for fun, so I can talk about SoulCalibur. Yeah, enjoy the video, let me know suggestions. Can we bring SoulCalibur back? SoulCalibur is a hefty and storied 3D fighting game series, starting with 1996's Soul Blade, and ending, currently, with SoulCalibur 6, which is available on all modern consoles. Once at the top of his game, but now with no relevancy. What went wrong, and what could we do to bring SoulCalibur back and make it bigger and better than ever? I have some ideas, but let's have a quick blitz through those games and catch up to speed. Soul Blade, the beginning of the weapon-based fighting series. Firstly an arcade game, then later a PS1 game with extra content. The game reviewed really well, and introduces us to some series staples such as Taki, Voldo and Siegfried. It's fun to go back and see how these characters play similar to how they do today. The bones of the series was clearly there in the first entry. SoulCalibur, the banger, the smoother than butter game. Spread it on your toast. A few more mainstays get introduced here. It has a ton of single player content with a beefier Swordmaster mode. It is a wonderful sequel that fans love to this day. Mwah! SoulCalibur 2, the banger, the GOAT, the birth of the guest character. You got Hitachi. You got him, you want him, Link. And what's that? You also want Spawn? In all seriousness, this is probably the first SoulCalibur game most people played, gaining popularity due to its guest characters. Link did a lot of heavy lifting here. Tons of single player content and a wonderful multiplayer. It's the only game in the series to be re-released twice, once on digital stores with SoulCalibur 2 HD, and recently on the Switch too. A must-play fighting game. SoulCalibur 3. This is where the series gets its first wobble. It introduces a lot of new fun stuff with new single player content both in arcade and with the weird custom character strategy mode thing. Please bring this back, I love it. And new additions to the roster like Zazlamel and Tira are great characters. But the game suffers from some balance issues and glitches that aren't fun. Some cracks start to show in the formula in this entry. SoulCalibur 4. The one with Darth Vader and Yoda. Really wild picks, but I love it. Also some more roster additions, great character picks. Single player content feels a little lacking in this one compared to the previous games, but I know there's a focus for online in this one as well, so I suppose that makes up for it. The character creator really shines in this one though, letting people really make freaks, which is what people really like. This is probably the one I played the most, honestly. It has a cool character collecting story mode as well. Oh, and introduces armor breaking. SoulCalibur 5. Lovely big roster featuring SoulCal babies. A few of our mainstays have been replaced with some similar looking characters, so instead of Kilik we have Monkey Boy. I like this. It also features a new story mode, which is much more focused on two main characters. Again, I do really like that. Another hefty character creation system. Perfect. This game feels like a weird soft reboot. It plays really well, but the series seems to be losing something. And finally, SoulCalibur 6, the latest in the series. A pretty game with a great guest character in Geralt. But in my opinion, this is where the series feels the most watered down. The glory days are gone. A strange rock, paper, scissors system exists now, which is flashy, but I don't really like it. What the hell is a grow? There's a lot of single player content here, but it mostly devolves into generic story, being told in storybook stills. It does have custom character mode, but I wish it had more depth. The character creation system as well is a little more bare bones in this one. Although the character templates, they are pretty cool. Also, making my girlfriend Cassandra a DLC character makes the game objectively worse. Why is it £55 on the PlayStation Store? So what would my dream SoulCalibur look like? So I have some ideas on how I would reintroduce SoulCalibur. Firstly, the series needs a pretty beefy refocus when it comes to the story, the theming, the music, the art direction, everything. Since SoulCal 3, it's felt like Namco has just been throwing spaghetti at the wall with each new game, mechanics, modes, characters and ideas, hoping things will stick. And while some of them are bangers in each game, each subsequent sequel has felt like it's lost some identity because of this along the way. So how do we refocus? New art direction. I feel like the games are becoming more generic looking in each sequel, so a strong new art style wouldn't hurt. Exactly how the heavy hitters have done it, like Tekken and Street Fighter. Get people talking about the game with a unique visual style. Granted, Tekken is more of a refinement, but you know what I mean, that first trailer looked really good. The story mode needs a complete overhaul, give us a clear main character to follow through the game. I would say Siegfried is the main character for half of the games. Or at least he's the poster boy for half of them. But focus on one character and a new main story. Maybe even reboot the series from scratch with reimagined characters and stories. We can keep Siegfried and Nightmare and maybe start all that again. Make it a bit deeper, make it more interesting. I think Nightmare is a little bit too iconic to replace, so we'd have to think about how we'd change that. Let's not focus on any kind of esports, make the online mode work of course. But trying to make the game a big sensation online, I really don't think it'll work. I think it'll just be a waste of resources. Some mechanics can just be stripped away. The strange slow-mo mode from SoulCalibur 6 needs to go. And I honestly think maybe slow down the whole game a little, ground it a little bit more. With fan favorites like SoulCalibur 1 and 2, magic was always there, but not as prevalent as there is now. Make it rarer. Not every character needs a silly, colourful combo. Of course it needs to be there, it is a tale of swords and souls after all, but tone back the fantastical elements just a little, make them seem more special. A nice, robust, custom character campaign would be really nice too. Something like 6, something like 3, take a lot of the ideas from the older ones and make a nice light RPG mode out of it, where you can make your character and have their own kind of story, you know? Level them up, new weapons, new equipment, that kind of nonsense. I think that would add a lot of replayability and do really well. Scrap the microtransactions for custom character clothings. DLC characters, totally fine. Clothing, scrap it. No one likes it. People want to make freaks, so give them all the tools to do so. That has a bigger chance of blowing up online than, say, a competitive SoulCalibur game, I think. Shrek versus, I don't know, evil Shrek. Something like that. This is just a me thing, but maybe tone down the sex appeal a little. Of course, we can't change, like, tacky or anything like that. That's like, you know, that's iconic. But maybe when I'm fighting people, don't strip them down as I'm beating them. It makes the game look like a bit of a Guna game, and I might alienate new people from joining the series. But I mean this when I say it, keep it sexy. And lastly, maybe one of the biggest things, SoulCalibur needs a cracking guest character. Someone that would turn people's heads. So I was having a conversation with Fuzzy Key, and he had a great idea. He says, re-release SoulCalibur 6 with some adjustments, roll back netcode, all the DLC, but with Ciri from The Witcher as a guest fighter. It's a really good idea, honestly, you know? With Witcher 4 coming out, Ciri's a popular thing right now. Get her in, 2 Witchers in 1 game, banging. But I want to go bigger. I want a new game, and I have some ideas. One is a really obvious pick, and I personally don't love it, but I think Kratos would be such a good choice for this franchise. It would bring new people in, everyone loves Kratos, he already uses weapons, it would fit perfectly. Yeah, he's in Broken Destiny, but I think new Kratos would be really cool. But a Final Fantasy character also would be great. It feels like Clive was meant for a SoulCalibur game, but they didn't have one in development, so they just put him in Tekken. Sephiroth would go hard, he would be a wonderful addition. Even wilder, maybe even a Belmont from Castlevania. Maybe even a Dante or something. Yeah, I'm getting silly now, but last suggestion. The Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
'Tis but a scratch. A scratch? Your arm's off. No, it isn't.
Really confuse people. Make them talk about it. Make them wonder, what the fuck is that? It's not the best one, it won't get all people talking, but it's funny. It's a shame SoulCalibur 6 didn't leave that much of a mark on the market. Despite some of its issues, I still really enjoy it as a video game. In 6's defense, it was up against some big competition in 2018. Street Fighter 5 was fixing itself, Dragon Ball FighterZ dropped, and well... But with fighting games doing pretty good right now, I think it's a great time for a new SoulCalibur to drop. One with a clear vision, strong core gameplay that focuses on fun over anything else. It's a unique enough franchise that deserves a spot amongst the GOATs of the series. At least I think. Do you have any ideas of what we should do for a new SoulCalibur? Any suggestions, please let me know. I'd love to discuss them. Talking about these games is one way to keep them alive, you know, and I love them. I want to talk about these games with people who love them as well. It's as simple as that. But anyway, I've been Goob. Thanks for watching.